beauty dish. This is the first video in a series that I'm planning to do that I'm calling the Perfume Diaries. So if you saw my April favorites, I talked about how one of my favorite things in April was indulging my little newfound passion for fragrance, and I've been reading tons of blogs and perfume books and getting samples and just kind of immersing myself in everything about perfume. You know, at 35 years old, I finally realized how much I absolutely love this stuff. It's kind of funny. So what I want to do in this series, see, I don't feel that I'm, qualified, at least not right now, to, teach you about anything. This is not a perfume course, but what I want it to be is us learning together and going kind of on a little journey together and looking at different aspects of perfume and going back and forth on, what we learn and what we're interested in and what we discover. Today's video, as sort of an introduction to the whole idea, is going to be about my perfume story, my scent story, as I called it, I think, in the title. So just where, scent has played a role in my life and my memories of perfume or fragrances, and what I've bought, kind of where I'm at, basically. And in the future, I'm going to have videos about how to try and test new perfumes, where to buy perfume, niche versus mainstream perfume, resources, and how you can learn more about perfume. Those are the topics I have in mind, but I would love your suggestions. I'm not so much looking at reviewing specific perfumes, although I probably will get to that because I'm testing out so many things and getting samples, and I want to talk about the things that I have. So I will probably do a little bit of that, but I'd love to hear your feedback or things about perfume that you've never really gotten or that you'd like to learn more about. Then at some point talking about sort of the different categories of fragrance, the different styles and things like that. So that's what I'm thinking right now, but I would love to go along with your feedback. And in all of these videos, I decided that I'm going to pose a series of questions that hopefully you'll answer in the comments. And if you don't, that's okay too, but things to maybe think about yourself, things that I'd like to know about you, and you can answer as many or as few of them as you want to, but I think it'll be a fun way to really make this a back and forth for us instead of me just talking to you. Okay, so this is me. As I've mentioned, I haven't really been into perfume until recently, but when I started to think about if I had fragrance-related memories, I did come up with a few interesting things that I hadn't thought about in a long time. So the first kind of actual fragrant, well, I'm just going to call them perfumes. I know there's different, body splash, body sprays, eau de toilette, cologne. I'm just going to say perfume for all of that stuff just to keep it simple. But the first perfumes that I actually owned were things like Ginate. Okay, so do you remember that? From the drugstore, comes in a big yellow bottle with a black cap, and in black, cursive, it says Ginate, and it was like a powdery body splash that I remember thinking was really delightful. I really enjoyed that stuff. Then, now let's see, I was born in 1978, so at this time, maybe it was around 1987 to 1990 we're talking about here. So after the drugstore stuff like Ginate, Bath & Body Works really exploded, and everyone was buying all of their products. You could get the whole set in Freesia. You could get your lotion and your body splash and your body wash and, your little loofah to go with it. So I really loved the vanilla stuff from Bath & Body Works. I think my mom and my sister really liked Freesia, but my other experiences with perfume as a child, when I was younger, before high school, I guess, I had a friend in elementary school whose mom was very elegant and into fashion, and she wore Tresor by Lancôme. And I thought Tresor was just like the height of sophistication and womanhood and elegance. I still think it's a great smelling perfume. I remember smelling at the Lancôme counter, going and smelling their other kind of marquee fragrance at the time called Magie Noire. So it was the one that a lady in a black evening dress was always in the ad. And I remember not liking that smell at all, and I was really attracted to it. I wanted to smell it, but I did not think it smelled good. and I feel like now I would probably really like it. It has been discontinued, although you could get it for a crazy high markup, probably on eBay. I don't know. Another memory, and this one, I just remembered this when I was thinking about this video yesterday. I had totally forgotten. I was trying to remember, did I own any other fragrances? And I remembered that a good family friend, husband and wife, they went on vacation, and I took care of their gardening and taking care of their dog while they were gone. They went to Europe, and they brought me back a perfume, and it was La Nuit by Paco Rabanne. So I had heard the name Paco Rabanne. He's a Spanish fashion designer, and I'd heard it, and I knew this was a good perfume. You know, they wouldn't have gotten me something junky. They were just, I knew it was a good thing. But I didn't fall in love with it. And of course, I didn't use it a lot. Like, I was like, this is for special occasions. This is something I need to save, which is a terrible idea because then you end up never using it. And the thing is, I never really liked it, and I definitely didn't understand it. But at the same time, I didn't dislike it. So I went and I was reading reviews just yesterday of La Nuit, and apparently this is one of the most, like, dead, sexy, skanky, animalic, big 80s fragrances that was ever created. And none of these are bad words. Even like the word skanky apparently is kind of an industry term for fragrances that just have those very animalic notes that sort of smell like sex. And this is one of those fragrances that's very well known for that. It is also discontinued, but not a fragrance you'd buy like a 14 or 15-year-old girl. But you know, they're awesome people, and you know, I don't know what they were thinking, but that's what they got me. And reading about La Nuit, I kind of want to go buy a bottle on eBay, but I'm afraid I just won't be able to wear it. It'll just be unwearable. I would love, love, love to smell it though. So if you have some La Nuit that's hanging out that you don't want, I will take it off your hands. I will pay you for it. In fact, any fragrance from the 80s or 90s, we should really, I'll also do a video where maybe we can talk about how to swap fragrances or something like that. That might be interesting, but one thing I have learned is that I do really like sort of those brash, big, you know, orientals, you know, kind of styles that aren't quite so modern. So I sort of am looking into buying older perfumes. So if you have some perfumes laying around that you don't want, do let me know and we can talk. So when it comes to fragrance memories, you have to talk about your mother, right? So I don't remember my mom ever going out and buying perfume. You know, she would buy a body splash from Bath & Body Works. Certainly she did that. But she never went out and bought a proper perfume that I can remember. Now, a few weeks ago, I smelled Clinique Aromatics Elixir, which is their long-time perennial bestseller. It's a classic. It's a modern classic, and it's a big fragrance. It's very strong, but I like it. And as soon as I smelled it, I recognized it immediately. And my mom was a big Clinique buyer. She only wore Clinique makeup that I can remember growing up. So it's possible that she had a sample of it from like a Clinique gift or something, and that's what I remember. I remember her having something that I smelled, you know, in her bathroom. So she may have had that, but I also just may remember it from other people of that era wearing it because it was, you know, a hugely successful fragrance. So like I mentioned, I am attracted to really big, powerful scents. I like orientals and I like really spicy things. I like a lot of gourmand fragrances, you know, the ones that you kind of want to eat, but nothing too sweet. Too much sweetness just turns me right off. So going to the modern era of my perfume story, I have bought a few bottles. I actually worked at Filene's. My first job out of college was as an assistant buyer at the Filene's department store headquarters. So I got a really great discount, and it was really fun to work in a department store. Filene's is dearly departed, consumed by Macy's. There are so few of the classic old department stores left, which is too bad, but I loved working there. And I worked in the downtown Boston location, which was the headquarters, and there was a huge fragrance section. It was just huge and fabulous, and they had everything, and I would walk around smelling things all the time. You know, I had to walk through the store to get to work or to leave. very cool, very cool. But I remember that was when Angel was probably the best seller. Everyone was wearing Angel. I remember Low DC, Issey Miyake. But anyways, when I worked there, I was like, I'm a working lady and I've got a discount. I'm gonna get myself some perfume, and I bought Obsession Calvin Klein, which I thought was fantastic. I used the whole bottle. I would like to get that again. I haven't smelled it in a really long time. I mean, I could walk into Macy's and smell it. So I like that, and that's still the style of fragrance that I do really like. After that, I bought Hypnotic Poison by Dior, which is, the little red poison apple bottle, which is fabulous, and I love that fragrance. I love it. Okay, a few years ago, I asked for a bottle of perfume for Christmas from my husband, who was then my boyfriend, and I asked for Burberry for Women Red, and this was a limited edition version of their, very popular fragrance, Burberry Brit. And this was out for the holidays, and as you can see, it's still almost full, and I've used it. This is a really nice perfume. It's like that, it's warm spices is what I really get from it. It's just really nice. I still really like it, and perfume lasts. Don't let anyone tell you that perfume expires. It doesn't, or else we couldn't buy vintage perfumes, and so yeah, this is still going strong, and I still like it, but I think at some point, I hardly used it there for a few years. Maybe I got bored. I don't know. So that's my perfume collection today. There are a couple others. Now, I put this on Instagram. I recently picked up a bottle of Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. This is the summer perfume that Estee Lauder puts out for limited edition every single summer. They tweak it ever so slightly, and it's just like for a hot summer day, and it's more like they even call it a skin scent, which it's not supposed to project to the world. It's just supposed to make your skin all nice and bronze goddessy. So I have that, and I've only used it once because I wanted to, try it when I got it, but it has not been, I need to have that hot sunny weather to break out my bronze goddess. I also recently picked up a bottle of Womanity by Thierry Mugler. I love the Thierry Mugler brand for fragrance. I really love Alien. I have never owned a bottle of it, but I've had samples of it, and I kind of cherish them, and I need to get Alien. I'm kind of waiting for the fall, because it's not something I think of for summer as much, although it's also kind of a year-round thing. But I picked up Womanity for 30 bucks on FragranceNet, and it was in its box in plastic. I think it's fine. There are definitely some good online discounters, and FragranceNet is one of them, but for 30 bucks, this is a great fragrance. This is my style. I mean, it's got some flowery, but salty, and it's nice. I can talk about that stuff more later, but I just wanted to show you kind of where I am right now at the present time. So that wraps up my scent story. I'm sure I rambled a little bit too much. I intended this video to be so short. I'm sorry. I'm gonna work on that. I really do try, okay? I do. But that's it. That's where I am today, and you should see all the samples I have, and we'll talk more when I do the video on the next topic. I don't have a regular schedule for these. I'm thinking maybe one every 2 weeks, because I don't want to inundate my channel with perfume videos, because a lot of you may not be interested in them. But I hope you will check them out, and we can sort of discover things together. So the questions for this video, I only have actually 4. But like I said, answer as many or as few as you want. They will also be in the info box down below, so you don't have to write anything down right now. But I would love for you to tell me about an early scent memory that made an impact on you. Could be anything. I would like to know, did your mom wear perfume? And if so, what was it? And how did this influence you, if at all? The next question is, what is the first perfume you bought for yourself? And the last question is, what have you been wearing lately or right at this very moment? So please answer those questions if you're moved to do so, and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I really hope so. I hope that I find a lot of like-minded fragrance heads out there. Thank you so much for watching and taking a chance on this video if it was something new for me and my channel. I really appreciate your time, and have a wonderful day.